by Florence Scovel Shinn. Chapter 1. Your word is your wand. Man's word is his wand filled with magic and power. Yeshua emphasized the power of the word. By thy words thou shalt be justified, and by thy words thou shalt be condemned, and death and life are in the power of the tongue. So man has power to change an unhappy condition by waving over it the wand of his word. In the place of sorrow appears joy. In the place of sorrow appears joy. In the place of sickness appears health. In the place of lack appears plenty. For example, a woman came for a treatment for prosperity. She possessed just $2 in the world. I said, we bless the $2 and know that you have the magic purse of the Spirit. It can never be depleted. As money goes out, immediately money comes in under grace in perfect ways. I see it always crammed, jammed with money. Yellow bills, green bills, pink checks, blue checks, white checks, gold, silver, and currency. I see it bulging with abundance, she replied. I feel my bag heavy with money and was so filled with faith that she gave me one of her dollars as a love offering. I did not dare refuse it and see lack for her, as it was important that I hold the picture of plenty. Shortly afterwards, she was made a gift of $6,000. Fearless faith and the spoken word brought it to pass. The affirmation of the magic purse is very powerful as it brings a vivid picture to the mind. It is impossible not to see your purse or wallet filled with money when using the words crammed, jammed. The imaging faculty is the creative faculty, and it is important to choose words which bring a flash of the fulfillment of the demand. Never force a picture by visualizing. Let the divine idea flash into your conscious mind. Then the student is working according to the divine design. Yeshua said, "Ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free." This means that man must know the truth of every situation which confronts him. There is no truth in lack or limitation. He waves over it the wand of his word and the wind of his word, and the wilderness rejoices and blossoms as the rose. Fear, doubt, anxiety, anger, resentment pull down the cells of the body, shock the nervous system, and are the causes of disease and disaster. Happiness and health must be earned by absolute control of the emotional nature. Power moves, but is never moved. When man stands calm and serene, has a good appetite, feels contented and happy when appearances are against him, he has reached mastery. Then he has the power to rebuke the winds and the waves, to control conditions. His word is his wand, and he transmutes apparent failure into success. He knows his universal supply is endless and immediate, and all his needs manifest instantly on the external. For example, a woman at sea awoke in the morning hearing the foghorns blowing. A dense fog had settled on the ocean with no apparent signs of clearing. She immediately spoke the word, "There are no fogs in divine mind, so let the fog be lifted. I give thanks for the sun." Soon the sun came out, for man has dominion over the elements. Over all created things, every man has power to lift the fog in his life. It may be a fog of lack of money, love, happiness, or health. Give thanks for the sun. Chapter 2. Success. There are certain words or pictures which impress the subconscious mind. For example, a man called asking me to speak the word for his right work. I gave him the statement, "Behold, I have set before thee the open door of destiny, and no man shall shut it." It didn't seem to make much impression, so I was inspired to add, "And no man shall shut it, for it is nailed back." The man was electrified and went out walking on air. Within a few weeks, he was called to a distant city to fill a wonderful position which came about in a miraculous way. I give another example of a woman who fearlessly followed a hunch. She was working for a small salary when she read my book, The Game of Life and How to Play It. The thought came in a flash to start in business for herself and open a tea room and candy shop. The idea staggered her at first, but it persisted, so she boldly went forth and procured a shop and assistance. She spoke the word for supply, for she did not have money to back her enterprise. It came in miraculous ways and the shop opened. From the first day it was filled with people, and now it is crammed jammed. They stand in line and wait. One day, being a holiday, her assistants became gloomy and said they could not expect to do much business. My student, however, replied that God was her supply and every day was a good day. In the afternoon, an old friend came in to see the shop and bought a £2 box of candy. He gave her a check, and when she looked at it, she found it was for $100. So it was indeed a good day. $100 for a box of candy. She says every morning she enters the shop with wonder and gives thanks that she had the fearless faith that wins. Here are some affirmations. The decks are now cleared for divine action, and my own comes to me under grace in a magical way. I now let go of worn-out conditions and worn-out things. Divine order is established in my mind, body, and affairs. Behold, I make all things new. My seeming impossible good now comes to pass. The unexpected now happens. The four winds of success now blow to my own. From north, south, east, and west comes my endless good. The Christ in me is risen. I now fulfill my destiny. Endless good now comes to me in endless ways. I clap my cymbals and rejoice, for Jehovah goes before me, making clear, easy, and successful my way. I give thanks for my whirlwind success. I sweep all before me, for I work with the Spirit and follow the divine plan of my life. My spiritual sporting blood is up. I am more than equal to this situation. I am more than equal to this situation. I am awake to my good and gather in the harvest of endless opportunities. I am harmonious, poised, and magnetic. I now draw to myself my own. My power is God's power and is irresistible. Divine order is now established in my mind, body, and affairs. I see clearly in affairs. I see clearly and act quickly, and my greatest expectations come to pass in a miraculous way. There is no competition on the spiritual plane. What is rightfully mine is given me under grace. I have within me an undiscovered country, which is revealed to me now. Behold, I have set before thee the open door of destiny, and no man shall shut it, for it nailed back. The tide of destiny has turned, and everything comes my way. I banish the past and now live in the wonderful now, where happy surprises come to me each day. There are no lost opportunities in divine mind. As one door shuts, another door is opened. I have a magical work in a magical way. I give magical service for magical pay. The genius within me is now released. I now fulfill my destiny. I make friends with hindrances, and every obstacle becomes a stepping stone. Everything in the universe, visible and invisible, is working to bring to me my own. I give thanks that the walls of Jericho fall down, and all lack, limitation, and failure are wiped out of my consciousness. I am now on the royal road of success, happiness, and abundance. All the traffic goes my way. I will not weary of well-doing, for when I least expect it, I shall reap. Jehovah goes before me, and the battle is won. All enemy thoughts are wiped out. I am victorious. There are no obstacles in divine mind. Therefore, there is nothing to obstruct my good. All obstacles now vanish from my pathway. Doors fly open, gates are lifted, and I enter the kingdom of fulfillment under grace. Rhythm, harmony, and balance are now established in my mind, body, and affairs. New fields of divine activity now open for me, and these fields are white with harvest. Man's will is powerless to interfere with God's will. God's will is now done in my mind, body, and affairs. God's plan for me is permanent and cannot be budged. I am true to my heavenly vision. The divine plan of my life now takes shape in definite, concrete experiences leading to my heart's desire. I now draw from the universal substance with irresistible power and determination that which is mine by divine right. I do not resist this situation. I put it in the hands of infinite love and wisdom. Let the divine idea now come to pass. My good now flows to me in a steady, unbroken, ever-increasing stream of success, happiness, and abundance. There are no lost opportunities in the kingdom. As one door shuts, another door opens. There is nothing to fear, for there is no power to hurt. I walk up to the lion on my pathway and find an angel in armor, and victory I am in perfect harmony with the working of the law. I stand aside and let infinite intelligence make easy and successful my way. The ground I am on is holy ground. The ground I am on is successful ground. New fields of divine activity now open for me. Unexpected doors fly open. Unexpected channels are free. What God has done for others, he can do for me and more. I am as necessary to God as he is to me, for I am the channel to bring his plan to pass. I do not limit God by seeing limitation in myself. With God and myself, all things are possible. Giving precedes receiving, and my gifts to others precede God's gifts to me. Every man is a golden link in the chain of my good. My poise is built upon a rock. I see clearly and act quickly. God cannot fail, so I cannot fail. The warrior within me has already won. Thy kingdom come in me. Thy will be done in me and my affairs. Chapter 3. Prosperity. Man comes into the world financed by God, with all that he desires or requires already on his pathway. This supply is released through faith and the spoken word. If thou canst believe, all things are possible. For example, a woman came to me one day to tell me of her experience in using an affirmation she had read in my book, The Game of Life and How to Play It. She was without experience but desired a good position on the stage. She took the affirmation, Infinite Spirit, open the way for my great abundance. I am an irresistible magnet for all that belongs to me by divine right. She was given a very important part in a successful opera. She said it was a miracle due to the affirmation, which I repeated hundreds of times. The affirmations. I now draw from the abundance of the spheres my immediate and endless supply. All channels are free. All doors are open. I now release the gold mine within me. I am linked with an endless golden stream of prosperity, which comes to me under grace in perfect ways. Goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of abundance forever. My God is a God of plenty, and I now receive all that I desire or require and more. All that is mine by divine right is now released and reaches me in great avalanches of abundance, under grace in miraculous ways. My supply is endless, inexhaustible, and immediate, and comes to me under grace in perfect ways. All channels are free, and all doors fly open for my immediate and endless, divinely designed supply. My ships come in over a calm sea. Under grace, in perfect ways, I give thanks that the millions which are mine by divine right now pour in and pile up under grace in perfect ways. Unexpected doors fly open, unexpected channels are free, and endless avalanches of abundance are poured out upon me under grace in perfect ways. I spend money under direct inspiration wisely and fearlessly, knowing my supply is endless and immediate. I am fearless in letting money go out, knowing God is my immediate and endless supply. Chapter 4. Happiness. In that wonderful moving picture, The Thief of Baghdad, we were told in Letters of Light that happiness must be earned. It is earned through perfect control of the emotional nature. There can be no happiness where there is fear, apprehension, or dread. With perfect faith in God comes a feeling of security and happiness. When man knows that there is an invincible power that protects him and all that he loves and brings to him every righteous desire of the heart, he relaxes all nervous tension and is happy and satisfied. He is undisturbed by adverse appearances, knowing that infinite intelligence is protecting his interests and utilizing every situation to bring his good to pass. I will make a way in the wilderness and drivers in a desert. Uneasy lies the head that wears a frown. Anger, resentment, ill will, jealousy, and revenge rob man of his happiness and bring sickness, failure, and poverty in their wake. Resentment has ruined more homes than drink and killed more people than war. For example, there was a woman who was healthy and happy and married to a man she loved. The man died and left part of his estate to a relative. The woman was filled with resentment. She lost weight, was unable to do her work, developed gallstones, and became very ill. A metaphysician called upon her one day. He said, "Woman, see what hate and resentment have done to you. They have caused hard stones to form in your body, and only forgiveness and goodwill can cure you." The woman saw the truth of the statement. She became harmonious and forgiving and regained her splendid health. Affirmations: I am now deluged with the happiness that was planned for me in the beginning. My barns are full, my cup flows over with joy. My endless good now comes to me in endless ways. I have a wonderful joy in a wonderful way, and my wonderful joy has come to stay. Happy surprises come to me each day. I look with wonder at that which is before me. I look with wonder at that which is before me. I walk boldly up to the lion on my pathway and find it's friendly. I am harmonious, happy, radiant, detached from the tyranny of fear. My happiness is built upon a rock. It is mine now and for all eternity. My good now flows to me in a steady, unbroken, ever-increasing stream of happiness. My happiness is God's affair. Therefore, no one can interfere. As I am one with God, I am now one with my heart's desire. I give thanks for my permanent happiness, my permanent health, my permanent wealth, my permanent love. I am harmonious, happy and divinely magnetic, and now draw to me my ships over a calm sea. God's ideas for me are perfect and permanent. My heart's desire is a perfect idea in divine mine, incorruptible and indestructible, and now comes to pass under grace in a magical way. Chapter 5. Love. With love usually comes terrific fear. Nearly every woman comes into the world with a mythical woman in the back of her mind, who is to rob her of her mind, who is to rob her of her love. She has been called the other woman, of course. It comes from woman's belief in duality. So long as she visualizes interference, it will come. It is usually very difficult for a woman to see herself loved by the man she loves, so these affirmations are to impress the truth of the situation upon her subconscious mind, for in reality there is only oneness. The affirmations: as I am one with God, the undivided one, I am one with my undivided love and undivided happiness. The light of the Christ within now wipes out all fear, doubt, anger, and resentment. God's love pours through me, an irresistible magnetic current. I see only perfection and draw to me my own. Divine love through me now dissolves all seeming obstacles and makes clear, easy, and successful my way. I love everyone and everyone loves me. My apparent enemy becomes my friend, a golden link in the chain of my good. I am at peace with myself and with the whole world. I love everyone, and everyone loves me. The floodgates of my good now open. Chapter 6. Marriage. Unless marriage is built upon the rock of oneness, it cannot stand. Two souls with but a single thought, two hearts that beat as one. The poet understood this, for unless man and wife are living the same thoughts, or living in the same thought world, they must inevitably drift apart. Thought is a tremendous vibratory force, and man is drawn to his thought creations. For example, a man and woman married and were apparently happy. The man became successful and his tastes improved, but the wife still lived in a limited consciousness. Whenever the man bought anything, he went to the best shops and selected what he needed, regardless of price. Whenever the wife went out, she haunted the 5 and 10 cent stores. He was living in thought on Fifth Avenue, and her thought on Fifth Avenue, and her thought world was on 3rd Avenue. Eventually, the break and separation came. We see this so often in the cases of rich and successful men who desert their faithful, hard-working wives later in life. The wife must keep pace with her husband's taste and ambitions and live in his thought world, for where a man thinketh in his heart there is he. There is for each person his other half or divine selection. These two are one in their thought worlds. These are the two whom God has joined together, and no man shall or can part asunder. The twain shall be made one, for in the superconscious mind of each is the same divine plan. The affirmations, I give thanks that the marriage made in heaven is now made manifest upon earth. The twain shall be made one now and for all eternity. Chapter 7. Forgiveness Affirmation. Forgive everyone, and everyone forgives me. The gates swing open for my good. I call on the law of forgiveness. I am free from mistakes and the consequences of mistakes. I am under grace and not under karmic law. Though my mistakes be as scarlet, I shall be washed whiter than snow. What didn't happen in the kingdom never happened anywhere. Chapter 9. Faith. Hope looks forward. Faith knows it has already received and acts accordingly. In my classes, I often emphasize the importance of digging ditches or preparing for the thing asked for, which shows active faith and brings the demonstration to pass. A man in my class, whom I called the life of the party, because he always tried to find a question I couldn't answer, but he never succeeded, asked, "Why is it then a lot of women who prepare hope chests never get married?" I replied, because it is a hope chest and not a faith chest. The prospective bride also violates law in telling others about it. Her friends come in and sit on the hope chest and either doubt or hope she'll never succeed. Pray to thy Father which is in secret, and thy Father which seeth in secret shall reward thee openly. The student should never talk of a demonstration until it has gelled or comes to pass on the external. So a hope chest should become a faith chest and be kept from the public eye, and the word spoken for the divine selection of a husband, under grace in a perfect way. Those whom God hath joined together, no thought can put asunder. Affirmations. Adverse appearances work for my good, for God utilizes every person and every situation to bring to me my heart's desire. Hindrances are friendly and obstacles springboards. I now jump into my good. So I am one with the undivided one. I am one with my undivided good. As the needle in the compass is true to the north, what is rightfully mine is true to me. I am now linked by an invisible, unbreakable magnetic cord with all that belongs to me by divine right. Thy kingdom is come. Thy will is done in me and my affairs. Every plan my Father in heaven has not planned is dissolved and obliterated, and the divine design of my life now comes to pass. What God has given me never can be taken from me, for his gifts are for all eternity. My faith is built upon a rock, and my heart's desire now comes to pass, under grace in miraculous way. I see my good in a golden glow of glory. I see my fields shining white with the harvest. God is my unfailing and immediate supply of all good. I am poised and powerful. My greatest expectations are realized in a miraculous way. I water my wilderness with faith, and suddenly it blossoms as the rose. I now exercise my fearless faith in 3 ways: by thinking, speaking, and acting. I am unmoved by appearances, therefore appearances move. I stand steadfast, immovable, giving thanks for my seeming impossible good to come to pass. For I know with God it is easy of accomplishment, and his time is now. God's plans for me are built upon a rock. What was mine